This is as good as Ponggol Nasi Lemak chicken wings. Really, really nice. Hi, and welcome to Spice and Pans. Today we'll be cooking Grandma's super crispy old school chicken wings. So let's start cooking. Now we're going to do a very simple marinade on our chicken wings. I have with me over here 1 whole kilogram of chicken wings, like this, very nice. Using a fork, just poke the wings so that the marinade can get into the wings easily, and you don't need a lot of time just to marinate the chicken wings. Be generous about this, just keep poking. This is a very simple marinade, and this is exactly how my grandma used to make the traditional chicken wings. If you are using more wings or less wings, just adjust the seasonings accordingly. Alright, once this is done, you add in 3 tablespoons of light soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of salt, as well as a generous amount of white pepper. This is important, a little bit more will be good. Now, of course, using clean hands, massage the seasonings into the chicken wings. After you are done with this, we'll leave this in the fridge to marinate for at least 2 hours. I'll show you the next step after this has been done. Now we'll prepare the batter. I have with me over here 120 grams of tapioca flour. If you do not have tapioca flour, you can replace it with sweet potato flour, or even corn flour. No problem at all. You add in 40 grams of rice flour. The reason why we are using a mixture of flour is because tapioca flour will give you the crispiness. Rice flour will harden the crust even better so that you can leave it out in the open for 10-20 minutes and it still be crispy. We'll put this in also. We'll add in also 20 grams of plain flour. This is to make sure that the crust brown beautifully and to bind everything together. Put everything in. Now for the seasoning, we'll add in 1 teaspoon of salt. Now don't flame me for this, but my grandmother always add MSG into the batter. So I'm doing the same also. 1.5 teaspoon of MSG into here. I think Uncle Roger will love this. If you do not want to use MSG, just omit this. You can replace it with chicken stock powder or just take it out, no problem. Next, we'll add in some white pepper. Mix them around finely first. Make sure that you mix them up well. And now we'll slowly add water in. I reckon it will be about 200 milliliters, but we'll slowly add it in and stir as you add it in. We don't want the batter to be too thick, neither do we want it to be too thin. Alright, if it's too thin, it won't cling onto the chicken wings. If it's too thick, you are just eating better. Mix everything well up. In case you add too much water, just add in a little bit more flour. Can be tapioca flour, can be rice flour, can be plain flour, no problem. But my advice is slowly add in the water. So something like this will be good, right? I don't want it to be too thick. I just want it to be able to coat the chicken wings. We don't want to have every mouthful and then it's just batter. We want a very good combination of them both. So I'm using about 190 milliliters of water. Different brands of flour, even though they are the same kind, might have different results. So the advice is to slowly add in the water. Alright? Okay, so once this is done, we'll just add in our chicken wings. Right? Just give your wings a good massage again. And just place everything inside here. Now just mix them up again. Right? This is what we want. The batter is able to cling on the chicken like this. Okay? We don't want too much batter. This will be very, very good. Once this is done, we'll set this aside and we'll go and heat up some oil and fry our chicken wings. We'll start to fry our chicken wings once our oil is hot enough. How do we know whether it's hot enough or not? I'm using medium heat right now. Using a bamboo skewer or a bamboo chopstick, just put it in the oil. You can see small bubbles rising up. That means this is the oil temperature that we want. We'll now put in our chicken wings. So now before we put in the wings, make sure you just mix them around a little bit to make sure that all the flour mixed together, right? So now slowly we'll add in our chicken wings. Once you put the wings in, don't move them around. We'll wait for the crust to harden before we flip it to the other side. I'll be doing a double fry on this so that the wings will not be too oily when we eat them and it'll be extra super crispy. I'll be frying 4 wings at one go. If you have a bigger pot or wok, by all means do a little bit more, but we don't want to crowd our wok. That's why I'm just putting in 4 pieces. Now I just leave them in for approximately 2 to 3 minutes before we flip them over. They might stick together, but it's fine. You just move them around a little bit and then they will just be separated very easily. Now if you make more than you can consume, my suggestion is to fry up everything and then whatever you cannot finish, just put them in the freezer and then just air fry them whenever you want to have it. Now we just have a look. I can feel that the crust is hardening up already. Right, we just turn it to the other side, gently. We need to cook the wings through. This will be super crispy and super nice. Some of you actually ask us why we cook the wing tips. Well, this is how we eat it in Singapore. In fact, it's one of my favorite chicken part. It's crispy, it's nice. Now, of course, if you don't want to have the wing tip, you can cut it off, and then you can use this to make your chicken broth or chicken soup. This will take a while. Continue deep frying them and I will show you how they look like when I flip them over. I've been frying this for about 1 minute. Let's have a look. Right, it's a little bit brown already. We'll now turn it to the other side. We want them to be evenly cooked. This is not the brownness that I want. Continue to cook them. Now we'll have a look at the other side. The chicken wings are browning up nicely, but this is not yet the color that I want. We'll just fry this for a minute or two. I've been frying this for 2 minutes already. Let's have a look at the other side. Right, this is the color that I want. Okay, very nicely done. So I need to fry a little bit more on this side. Another about 1 to 2 minutes and we remove this. If there's too much smoke coming out from the oil, just reduce the heat slightly. I'll now remove this batch of chicken wings before we do the second batch. Look at how beautiful this is. Do not turn off the fire. We are going to fry our second batch now. And after we are done with everything, then we'll do a second fry. If there are crumbs left in the oil, remove them so that your chicken wings will be even in color. Before we do the double fry, I will fry the remaining of our batter over here so that we have these very delicious crispy bits. Just give it a good stir first. Fire, I will just go to medium or medium-low because there's no meat inside there and it cooks pretty fast. Right, you can slowly pour them in or you can actually use your hand and drip them in, up to you. So I'm just going to just do this. Once the sizzling stops, right, you can actually turn them to the other side. Don't worry if it's just one big piece right now because after we are done with this is very crispy, you can easily break them up. So we just need to brown this. You can turn the heat up a little bit to medium high or medium. We just need to fry them until they are golden brown. Now some parts might be a little bit thicker, so just submerge them in the oil and make sure you cook them through. I can actually feel that they are actually hardening up now. Right, it will be a little while more. I just want the color to be really, really nice. As you can see, breaks open quite easily. I just want the color to be a little bit darker. Once they are done, I'll show you how they look like. These are done already, so we just remove them from the oil. Do not turn off the heat. Otherwise, the oil will be lodged in them. Once this is done, we'll do the double fry on our chicken. Now we'll do our double fry. Turn the heat up to medium high or high. When the oil is smoking like this, we'll slowly add in our chicken wings. Be very careful, the oil is super hot right now. You can put everything in now. This step is to make the chicken wings super crispy as well as to force out all the oil so that your wings will not be too oily. Right? Just turn them around to the other side. This will take very fast, maybe even less than a minute. Right? You can see that on the body itself, especially on the first piece, it's actually like less oily already. Now we'll fry them to a very beautiful golden brown. This wing will be perfect for Nasi Lemak or even as snacks, for your fried bee hoon or everything else. This is done already. We'll now remove it from the oil. Remember, do not turn off the heat. Only turn off the heat when all your wings are out. The oil will be forced out of the wings very naturally. Alright, so now it's time for our chicken wings. And now the dish is done, let's have a taste. Smells really, really good. Let's give this a taste. Oh. Super crispy, and I tell you, this is as good as Ponggol Nasi Lemak chicken wings. Really, really nice. Super crispy. I hope you can hear the crunch. Let me try this again for you. Finger licking good. Super easy ingredients. A little bit of frying you need to do, but I tell you, it's really, really worth it. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like our video. Do click like on our video and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and now it's your turn to cook. See you. Bye bye. Wow. Very easy. Done.